Good evening everyone, hope you are doing well. Welcome to another video from Shomu's Biology. In this lecture we are going to talk about MAP kinase pathway. So let's begin. First let's discuss about the different important aspects and parameters of MAP kinase pathway. Then we'll see the pathway animation and MAP kinase pathway animation process. What is MAP kinase pathway? The full form of which is known as mitogen activated protein kinase, and this mitogen activated protein kinase is a type of protein kinase that is specific to the amino acid serine and threonine kinase family, and they are involved in the cellular responses in response to diverse array of stimuli such as mitogens, osmotic stress, heat shock, pro-inflammatory cytokines and many more. What is the signaling stimuli used here? Mitogens, osmotic stress, heat shock, pro-inflammatory cytokines. The receptor used in MAP kinase pathway is receptor tyrosine kinase type. Effector transcription factor here is MAP kinase, also known as ERK protein. The activator protein here is Ras, kras for example. The role of MAP kinase pathway is to regulate processes such as cell proliferation, cell differentiation and cell death in eukaryotes from yeast to humans. Basically these pathways are always related to cell growth and cell division and cell proliferation. The regulation is done through the MAP kinase cascade or MAPK cascades via phosphorylation, dephosphorylation and compartmentalization of MAP kinase families. The MAP kinase can be grouped into three main families. In mammals, these are known as ERKs, extracellular signal regulated kinases, JNKs, June amino terminal kinases, and P38/SAP kinases, which is known as stress activated protein kinase. Now let's look at the animation of MAP kinase pathway. The MAP kinase pathway animation. So let's start with the cell membrane and the receptor of the MAP kinase pathway. In this case, we took the receptor as TCR mediated signaling, and we have T cell receptor as the receptor on the surface of the cell membrane. Here comes the signaling molecule. The signaling molecule goes and binds to the TCR, that is T cell receptor, and upon the binding of signaling molecule to the TCR, this start the signaling process, and this TCR is going to convert the inactive form of Ras, which is associated to GDP, into active form of Ras associated with GTP. Basically the Ras protein can be activated to the GTP form due to the shuffling of GDP with a new version of GTP, which is mediated by GEF, guanosine exchange factor, guanosine nucleotide exchange factor. And after the process is done, the Ras or active form of the GTP can then become, GTP gets hydrolyzed and can return back to Ras, which is GDP or inactive format later on. But this activated form of Ras then activate RAF. The RAF further activates MEK. MEK activates ERK, which is also known as MAP kinase. Further, it can activate other transcription factors like ELK. All this activation and amplification of signal is done in the cytosol, and then this ELK will move inside of the nucleus after being phosphorylated as an active form. Then this phosphorylated ELK will continue to interact to the promoter region of specific target gene, and that will trigger the production of further important proteins like phos. So once phos is produced, the phos can be phosphorylated by another protein which is present in the nucleus, which is known as June. The phosphorylated June, which is the active form of June, phosphorylates phos, and now activated phos or phosphorylated phos can further, along with June phosphorylated form, can act as a transcription factor of array of different genes. So they are transcription factor of multiple different genes, which leads to the cell growth, cell cycle, cell division, cell proliferation and many more. So this is one example of how MAP kinase pathway work. MAP kinase pathway works in multiple different ways. There are canonical and non-canonical pathways associated, but this is just one simple example of MAP kinase pathway. And you can see in this pathway the key factor is the Ras that triggers the whole downstream signaling of MAP kinase pathway, and the transcription factor is phos and June upon phosphorylation can carry out the pathway. That's all about the MAP kinase pathway. I believe you got a clear view of MAP kinase pathway with the help of this MAP kinase pathway animation video. If you like this video, please hit the like button, share this video with your friends and colleagues, and subscribe to this channel to get more videos like that in future. Thank you. Bye.